source of Premier League news. Without scouring the world of English football. Without talking to coaches.
Wherever you go, the players are household names.
Players and anyone related.
Unbelievable. You know, come from the world's best player.
Without giving you the most current headlines, news and gossip. That's why we're your best bet for all things Premier League. Premier League World on ESPN. Can't get enough of it? Unleash the best gaming action with Kelly and the Fraggot. Game only on Star Sports.
There's really only one way to describe women's tennis in 2011, and that's unpredictable. I mean, look, there were 3 first-time Grand Slam winners, and then there was Kim Clijsters, who won the Australian Open, her 4th Grand Slam title. Now, to me, that is truly amazing. 2012 is the year of the European Football Championships, so my wish is for the Republic of Ireland to win the trophy. To all our viewers, have a happy holiday.
This is brought to you by Achilles. Achilles is the tire of champion. Two-Talk Mobile Prepaid, the best mobile prepaid deal in town. What drives you? And Spritzer Natural Mineral Water.
Welcome along the very warmest and most humid of welcomes to Dataran Merdeka, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. This is the 3rd and final round of the 2011 Formula Drift Series, Achilles Radial Formula Drift. And it is a good-looking day. You can see the skies, plenty of cloud, no blue sky, but I'm glad to say as I look above me in my commentary position, no dark clouds. My name is Steve Dawson. Ryan Sage is alongside me, and you can bet that I will be drawing upon his expertise during the course of the next 2 hours. Yes, 2 hours of live coverage for you on Star Sport. If you're new to Formula Drift, let's just give you a run-through of the rules. I'm pretty new to it myself, so I'm delighted to have Ryan with me. It's based on 2 runs. It's a head-to-head. There are 2 runs. The lead car must be able to clear the course without making any errors. The car that follows should keep as close to the lead car as possible to gain an advantage. Overtaking is not encouraged. In the event of contact between cars, the driver at fault will lose the advantage in terms of points. And we mention points because there are 3 judges, and it's up to them who wins each contest. Now, speed. It's used by monitoring a driver's speed at a specific part of the course. Angle is important. The maximum angle at which a driver can maintain control of their vehicle without sacrificing that speed, that's important. And line, of course, is critical in all motorsports. Ideal path of a vehicle must take on the course and is marked by inner and outer clipping points. Style, also something that the judges are looking for. The overall display of abilities, of criteria. Now, there are 3 judges, and they have 3 possible outcomes that they can decide upon. A win for driver A, a win for driver B, or they can have a do-over, which is great for all of us because we get to see more action. Now, we've had 44 drivers from various countries around the world, and we're down to the final 16. Dago Saito there is already the series champion. We've had 3 meetings in Indonesia, Singapore, and now Kuala Lumpur, and by virtue of him getting to the final 16, he is the series champion. So we can sit back, forget all about that and just concentrate on who wins. These were your final 32. The 44 drivers came from Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Thailand, Japan, Australia, the USA. And Ryan, we lost a few good drivers in the round of 32.
Absolutely. We lost our second and third place in the championship points as of right now in Josh, Butcher, and Non-Overdrive. And so these guys will definitely drop down in the point standings, but we have a lot of competition ahead, and we will ultimately find out who wins the event.
All right then, so we've got rid of some of the big boys, and there's plenty of young talent here. It really is quite a young man's sport from many respects. We can show you some highlights from the round of 32. Ryan, I understand that about 90% of our television viewers here won't have seen this sport before. So take us through it from the basics. Drivers go head-to-head, 2 runs each. What do the judges look at?
Well, the judges are looking at a lot of different things. I mean, we talked about the speed, angle, line, and style. That's particularly when it comes into play for the individual qualifying runs, which is what got them into the round of 32. In the round of 32, in what they call the Suiso, or the tandem battles, each driver is competing against the driver that they qualified against. And they will do 2 laps with each driver leading once, and at the end, the judges will pick driver A, driver B, or one more time. So it's a back and forth battle. It's a dogfight. Try to run your qualifying line at the same time thinking about this guy bearing down behind you, trying to outmaneuver you in every aspect of drifting. And of course, this is a subjective sport, so speed is a factor, but it's not about how fast you get from point A to point B. It's about what you do in between and trying to dominate your fellow driver and move on into the rounds of 8 and on down to the finals.
And we can see there the white car behind lost his nose effectively and couldn't quite keep the shape of the car he wanted. Tell us first of all about the lead driver. What are his responsibilities? What has he got to do to score good points?
Well, the lead driver essentially is trying to run the best qualifying line that he can. He's going out there without any obstructive view in front of him and basically trying to put down the best possible, most stylish run that he can. The chase driver, on the other hand, is trying to mirror or better what he's doing, following around the course. You can see Manabu Arito right here chasing down Ivan Lau and showing a good example of what the chase driver should do, closing the door right here at the end. And we have to keep in mind all of the different clipping points and clipping zones that are on track. It's not as simple as getting through the course as fast as you can drifting. You have to adhere to what the judges are looking for in terms of what's been outlined on the course. So there's a lot of different things that come into play. And of course, the fans are here to give their opinion along with the judges, and that's what makes drifting an exciting sport.
In these highlights, we've already seen a couple of examples of contact. When that happened, and this was, let me just interrupt, because this was one of the highlights of the round of 32. Up on 2 wheels on the bank there. We do see some shunts in this sport, don't we?
Oh, absolutely. That was Pete, PTT, and he did a little 50-50 grind right there, reminiscent of some X Games competition. But he was okay. But, you know, that's the exciting thing, is you're essentially taking cars on the edge of control without being out of control, and that's the essence of drifting. And we'll see it live right here as we take a look at some of the last of the highlights in the round of 16.
One of the exciting things is that the spectators here in Kuala Lumpur get right up close and personal with the drivers, and they can see these spectacular drifts and shunts really at close quarters. Okay, let's get you up to speed. These are our top 16 drivers. You're going to see them in knockout head-to-head competitions. Daigo Saito in car 89 for Japan. Then it's Rio Suprapto Budiharjono from Indonesia. Serming Hui from Malaysia. David Dorigo, who's actually already had his round of 16 contest. Chanpon Kurtpian from Thailand. Emmanuel Armandio from Indonesia. Mervyn Nakamura, and then Lim Zi King. And our final 8 drivers. Manubo Orido from Japan, car 55. Tan Tat Wei, who provided us with some excitement in the round of 32. Then it's Somchai Chaiwat Turtun, Mohammed Hermawan Kiki, and Nakorin Tawik Chapatki. Plenty of action to come here live for you on Star Sports. Let's remind you of what's happened in previous rounds. Let's look to Indonesia.
Taps on overdrive, going into the outside wall, door to door as Daigo Saito a non-overdrive. Unbelievable battle so far. Turning back around to the third inside clipping point. Almost hit it in. Oh my goodness. Daigo Saito and non-overdrive. Unbelievable right here at initiation. They were basically touching for about half a second. Daigo Saito off the line, non-overdrive, trying to catch up, trying to maintain that proximity. Good initiation by Daigo Saito. Non-overdrive cuts across the first inside clip. Nice job transitioning back around to the second outside wall. Oh, right there is non-overdrive. Nice battle so far, and now a little bit of a gap being established by Daigo Saito against non-overdrive.
We are about to find out. Here we go, Daigo Saito way out front already. Transitions around, shooting towards the outer ring. Armando now taking a little bit of look to right. Daigo Saito. Now as we come back across, a little mistake right there by Armando. Daigo Saito comes into this second inside clipping point. Hits that perfectly. Armando's right there, but about a car length behind. Now trying to close the door as Daigo Saito crosses the finish line in what looks like a pretty dominant first run. And Chuck, it is absolutely electric here. Everybody is on their feet as Armando leaves the gate against Daigo Saito for what could be the last run of the event here in Indonesia. And here we go, initiating into the first turn is Armando. Daigo Saito is right there. Nice job on that outside shot. Daigo Saito closing the door. Away from Armando. Perfect job on that clipping point. And now Daigo Saito comes in on the inside a little bit shallower. Oh, almost hits Armando right there. Armando, nice job on that inside clipping point. And the last inside clipping point coming around right here is Armando. Daigo Saito is all over them. And what a battle, ladies and gentlemen. People are clapping, screaming on their feet. Chuck, this has been an amazing event. Has Daigo Saito done enough to take it home?
So a couple of rounds we've already had in Indonesia and Singapore. This event organized by ESPN Star Sports Event Management Group. And fair to say that Daigo Saito dominated the first two rounds, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he came over from Japan, showed these guys what some of the top level of drifting is in the world, and he is currently leading in points and probably going to take home this championship as soon as he crosses that line in the top 16. But there's a lot more action to come, and we've got some of the top drivers in the world here in Malaysia.
Daigo Saito has already had his round of 16 run, but there's plenty more to come. We've got another 6 contests for you in that round on Star Sports.
You nak apa, you ambil saja. I boleh bayar. You pilih. Saya nak telefon, Hello, Mr. Lee. Macam mana? Kereta saya sudah siap kah? Tambah 10,000 bagi ampau. Hello. Yeah. Mr. Kumar. Mr. Mike. Tolong tukar nama Ferrari. Kuda tak mau. Saya mau ikan boleh? Ikan baru ada tuan. You are welcome. Yo la. Yuntok, cheap one, guarantee.
When the best driver in the world need the best performance tire, there is only one choice. Achilles, tire you can trust.
Energize your body and mind with Drive M7 Energy Drink. Contains vitamins B12, B6, B2 and niacin. Gives you that refreshing taste. More energy, more stamina. Drink Drive.
And that's another Sports Centre done and dusted. We'll see you at the same time tomorrow.
Exciting previews of all the thrilling action before it happens on Barclays Premier League Preview on ESPN.
The Games of the 30th Olympiad in 2012 awarded to the city of London.
Get ready for the greatest show on earth with the essential guide to London 2012. Featuring previews of all events, spotlights on teams and athletes, and everything that London has to offer. Spirit of London on ESPN.
Welcome back to Kuala Lumpur for Achilles Radio Formula Drift Malaysia, the third round of our 2011 series. Let's show you the standings for the season so far. Daigo Saito in Team Spark has already wrapped this one up. As I said earlier, by virtue of getting to the round of 16, he's earned enough points to make it mathematically impossible for anyone else to catch him in the series standings. Big number of those drivers that we saw at the top line won't be competing in the 16. We've had some upsets.
Yeah, absolutely. As you mentioned before, both Josh B and Non basically knocking themselves out in the round of 32 and dropping them down in the championship points. But of course, that leaves a door open for other competitors.
Just take us through these team standings. A lot of big names in Formula Drift here, Ryan.
Well, we've got the Sparks guys that are representing the Achilles Motorsports. They've been on top pretty much all season. And the way that this is calculated is it's the top 2 drivers from each specific round. So you might have 5 drivers on your team. Your top 2 are what is going to make up the points there. And you can see the Spark guys have been leading the charge with GT Radial Drift Team coming in second. M150 Overdrive Red Bull, the other secondary Achilles team. Goodyear, PTT, Exotic Tuner, and finally Big Cola. So the race right now between Spark, Achilles Motorsports, and GT Radial Drift Team, as this is our last and final event of the year.
All right, then let's just recap for you the 16 drivers that have made it through to this final shootout. Daigo Saito has already beaten Rio, and also Afai has beaten Dorigo. So those 2 competitions have taken place already. We've got 6 more rounds to come for you in this round of 16. Plenty of action. It's Thailand against Indonesia. S. Goodyear, that's what we're calling him, the Thai driver, and Armandio from Indonesia. This is your 3rd contest in the round of 16. Now, if you haven't seen this before, what you'll see is that the guy on the right-hand side of your screen, in this case, Armandio, will lead. He'll shoot off first, take the front position, and S. Goodyear will have to follow him. It all starts when the lady with the green flag pushes it down, and Ryan, we're away.
And here we go with Armandio taking the lead, S in the chase position. Thousands of people on their feet as we come into the initiation zone, and you can see right here, Armandio, nice transition back, but look at S maintaining good proximity towards that outside wall, and way wide right there. Now shutting the door is Armandio. Armandio with a great strategy right there, comes wide into the second to last outside zone and essentially shuts the door on S, causing him to basically come to a standstill.
So that's all legitimate driving, because we got S there in a situation where he actually couldn't put the foot on the accelerator.
You can see right here, Armandio transitions very nicely, shoots towards the outside, very wide, which is where the judges want, and then cuts back in. S already taking the lower line, is not able to get up in the location that he needs, and basically comes to a stop right there in front of the judges' stand, which is not a place you want to do it.
So that, folks, is the advantage of being the lead-off driver. You can dictate the pace, and you can dictate how you slow that pace down at crucial points. It all gets tipped on its head now. S. Goodyear will take the lead. He is on the